Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, and it's more Solaris time. We just did our first heavy run, and I would like to tweak my Mad Cat a little bit. Although it worked pretty effectively, I feel like firepower-wise, we could use a little bit of improvement. So, what I'm going to do, and I don't know if this is a good idea or not, we'll try it out and see what kind of heat efficiency we have with it. So what I was thinking about doing is just adding on a 5th large laser and seeing where we are on heat efficiency. So heat efficiency is not particularly good with that. I'm not sure where I can cut then. I gotta keep armor where it is. It's just one of those things where heat efficiency is too good with having 4 because I can have enough heat sinks to easily mitigate it. I don't want to cut down my my movement any more than it already is. I think 70 is pretty slow for a heavy mech. I mean, I could go down to, what is it, 65? And, you know, that's not going to make a big difference. So it's just one of those things. Do we go for the less heat efficient but more firepower oriented setup? Or not? It's a tough call. I could shave some armor off, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference. Even if I shaved off, like, let's say 2 tons, I don't think it would make a big difference in the grand scheme of things, and then we'd be hurting ourselves as far as armor is concerned. Oh, we could try it out. I think having perfect heat efficiency is a good bonus. But I feel like our weapons are just too slow to be where I want them to be. I think with 5, if we have the sequential, it'll be almost like a continuous stream of fire where there's not as much of a delay, at least, you know, semi-continuous. And in that way, I'm going to risk it, but we might be wrong with this setup. Let's go ahead with it anyway, though, and see how it works. If it doesn't work, we can always come back to the drawing board and go from there. But let's go back out. So we do have assault on the docket, so we can do that. And honestly, if this doesn't work for the Mad Cat, it might work okay with the Daishi. We just slot in the 4, 5, I guess it would be 5 or 6 maybe, large lasers and do the sequential fire. And I think that would work with the Daishi, so if it doesn't work for the Mad Cat, it will work there. Let's go ahead, go to the factory. It's a little bit of a risk with the factory because you do have a little bit harder time dissipating heat, but we'll see.
You know what time it is, Solaris fans? Factory time! Duncan Fisher here. It's a fine day in Montenegro, as long as you stay clear of the arena. People are piled in to see the latest match of the heavy season. We have some great mech action in store today.
Alright.
It is Solaris time, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, let's get going. We laid our fire in.
Enemy detected.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really like the way that this works for me. As far as...
Enemy detected.
The competition is pretty fierce tonight, but one of the hopefuls is rookie Spectre. He's a dangerous merc pilot who's strung together several victories in multiple weight classes. He's versatile, has a good head on his shoulders, and he is by far the favorite tonight. But this is Solaris, so you can never tell who the last man standing will be. It's looking like we have a good game going on. In heavy mech matches, you really see the full gamut of the heavy weapons. You have your autocannons, PPCs, lasers, and Gauss rifles. I never get tired of watching a Gauss rifle slug launch. Those things pack a heck of a punch. Some medium matches manage to pack a few of those bad boys on, but you got a lot of ordnance flying in heavy matches. Looks like there's a lot of fighting for position. One sad thing is that some of a pilot's best fights are the ones some fans least like to watch. Some of my closest matches, which really defined me as a pilot, got rated very poorly. A lot of fans only want to see their favorite knock some holes fast in their opponents. I prefer matches like these. Lots of solid performances and smart playing.
Alright, I'm gonna back off here because we're getting swarmed. And I don't like that. You don't want to get too many
Two
enemies
heavy
on you.
contenders are Some fights are epic. Some you talk about for years to come. Some are like this one, clean and efficient, and get you one step closer to the championship. Not much of a looker, but it gets the job done.
I'll take that, I guess. We just tapped him and he went down. All right, let's stop here. Got some long range potential. All right, we're gonna have some heat efficiency. Ah, let's get it back off. All right, some of those got blown up by the anti-missile system. All right, we did a fair amount of damage to this dragon. Maybe we can. Oh, we got a good opportunity here. Now, unfortunately, that dragon is part of an expansion that I never got when it was originally out. So, as much as it is something that's in the game and the Solaris arenas, I can't actually get that mech myself. It is a Draconis Combine mech, and in the original launch of the game, they did not put it as a playable, controllable vehicle because they're focusing more on the two houses that are involved in the Civil War, which is Steiner and Davian.
I don't even know who was piloting that one, but he sure put up one heck of a fight. You can bet he'll get some camera time after this one.
Target destroyed.
Okay, Robert here has some interesting weapons loadout. Okay. Okay, Alex is on us again. I'm gonna round this corner so he can't shoot at me. Well, not without going through Robert here, who has very little damage, so I'm gonna kind of be focusing a lot on him. All right, let's keep going. Ooh, not run into a wall. Let's go around. Come on, let's go. I think this weapons loadout worked out. It's not fast firing enough, I think, to really cause us too much of a heat issue. If I just sit there and trade, yeah, you do heat up, but it's too slow to be a real concern.
Warning. Heat
All right, see, now we're having...
Target destroyed.
Okay, so those are just going to strike the wall, so we're not really worrying too much there. Okay, Alex here, I think, is the last opponent. He's pretty wrecked in the torso, so we can take advantage of that.
Boom! That's it. We're about halfway through our season, and yet again, Spectre has come out on top. If you haven't heard of this kid, you should have. It's his first season, but from his performance tonight, you couldn't tell. He slugged his way through some serious talent to take the prize tonight. And I bet we'll see him back in the factory later. It's been a heck of a game. This is Duncan Fisher from the factory.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well. One shot, bam, down. Now, obviously, it took more shots before that, but it looked pretty nice anyway. All right, we get a nice kill bonus. I think I probably racked out 3 kills there. And I think at this point, I'm pretty happy with the setup of the mech. The 5 large lasers seem to do their job. Now, taking a look at the Daishi here and what we have to work with it. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I would like to do with this mech just to have fun. But I'm not sure what weapon systems I'm going to use in the actual Solaris arena here. I mean, we have a lot of these large lasers, 6 in total. So we could even go that route. Right now, I've reduced down the number of heat sinks I have, but that's easy to change. So let's put on a minimum of 5, because that's what we've got in the Mad Cat. So 5 there. And then we'll start putting in heat sinks to try and balance that out. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do better than 5. Now, ideally, I would like to do 6. Up our firepower. But also, I want to get to that ideal where we can just continuously fire. But I don't think we're going to be able to do that and still have heat efficiency. It actually quite surprises me that... Well, first off, we are spending a lot of tonnage on our movement speed. Normally, the Daishi is at, like, what, 50 kilometers an hour? And we've spent a lot of our weight bringing that up. And you don't really need to do that in the assault class. So, you know what? Maybe we can get away with it. And I'm going to try, although I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off. I'm going to try doing 6 of these suckers. And then we'll fill out the rest as heat sinks. We've got 5 heat sinks here, so... Okay, that looks pretty heat inefficient. And really, honestly, I could pull that one laser out and know for sure that I have heat efficiency. And in that way, in theory, I could sit there and trade. And how slow we are doesn't really matter. As a matter of fact, I can even slow us down still more and then bring up still more heat sinks. We'll try it. I mean, that seems like it's a good, thing to experiment with. But with sequential fire, this I could just go bow, bam, 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 and just keep that fire poured in. Now, because you don't have as much of a delay, the more of these you have, the more reduced your delay is going to be because you're going through the sequence, and by the time you're done with the sequence, you've gotten through a lot of the recharge of the first shot you fired. So in theory, it's going to be a lot less delay, which is, I think, something that the Mad Cat benefited from, because as much as we reduced that with 5, it was still like a second or two, which was enough to keep the heat kind of reasonable. This, if I just continuously fire as fast as I can, we're going to probably go through the heat scale pretty fast, but the firepower of this thing should be on the outrageous side, so I'm hoping that is indeed the case. So we're going to go with that. We're not going to be piloting that right in this second, though. We're going to probably, in the next video, finish up the heavy series, and then we'll go on to the assault series in a bit. So in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.